Our Polish is now fermented. You can already see how it has doubled in size. It occupies the entire base of the bowl. It has grown quite a bit. The first few times we make it, we could control it by putting it in a measuring jug and seeing how it doubles. I like to do it directly in the bowl. Why? Because I'm already going to add all the ingredients here. I'm not going to lose any air. I'm not going to lose any flavor, because everything is going to be kneaded directly here. But to control this growth when we make a preferment, it is very practical to use a measuring jug, because we would mark where we have started the fermentation and we would see perfectly how it is growing. Then we already have the 3 premixes ready. And we have 3 doughs. You can see that I have a whole array of ingredients here. It's the same dough with a few small variations. The classic dough has flour and salt, which I already have in this bowl. I have some powdered milk, a little bit of baking powder. What the impulser helps us with is, during the fermentation, it's not going to do anything, but when it comes to frying, it's going to help me get a little bit more fluffiness. I have egg, honey, which gives us both flavor and color and texture. It will act. It's going to retain the moisture better, and it's going to be a more tender donut. I've got butter and sugar. So I'm going to put in here this bowl. In the next recipe, I have the same elements with red food coloring. And in the next recipe, I already have the cocoa mixed with the flour. So the rest of the ingredients are exactly the same. So I'm going to go preparing the mixers with all the ingredients except for the sugar and the butter, which I'm going to separate out here so I don't make a mistake. I am going to put the flour, the powdered milk, the impeller, the egg, and the honey, and the same in all of them. And while kneading, I'm going to grate the lemons and the orange. The lemons and the orange. I'm going to do this during the kneading. And I already have a list. And we're going to put it here. The second one. We're going to put all the flour, the powdered milk. We're going to bring everything in here. The impeller, the coloring, the egg, and the honey. All right, the second one is ready. And we have the third dough left. Let's leave it here. I'm going to go over to the last machine with the pre-melt as well. And here we're going to add flour, cocoa, and salt. We have used a cocoa, alkaline type to get a blacker color, but if we use a normal cocoa, the recipe would be exactly the same. It would not vary at all. We are going to bring the impeller here. The cocoa masses may be a little drier, and we always have that extra 10 g of egg to correct the recipe. We are going to see this as we need, and in the end we will also get it from experience. But it goes very well when we have 2 doughs at the same time, like the normal one and the cocoa one, to compare the texture. That helps us a lot. We already have all the ingredients inside. And now we are going to go to get your hooks to start the kneading. We're going to do all 3 at the same time. One here. I put them like this so you can see them well. So you don't miss any details. And the third one. Perfect. And there, with all guns blazing, the 3 Kenwoods at work preparing our donuts. We're going to be adding the lemon and orange peels to each of the doughs.
A cada una de las masas.
An orange one over here. You will see that we have many different recipes, different presentation proposals. There are different types of fillings, candies, jams.
Mermeladas.
And then at the end, each one can make the combination that she likes the most. We already have the third dough well flavored.
Masa bien aromatizada. Perfecto.
As I was saying, we are going to put a little bit of vanilla.
Vainilla.
We have vanilla extract here. We could use natural vanilla. But with the extract,
Con el extracto.
I have it weighed. I'm going to divide it into 3 because I weighed them together. And roughly, we're going to divide it into 3 equal parts.
En 3 partes iguales. Muy bien.
Now that we've got, it starts to develop the glutinous network.
¿De acuerdo?
It's time to add the sugar little by little.
El azúcar. Un poco a poco. Tengo.
We're going to divide the ingredients side by side, and we're going to add the sugar.
Estoy añadiendo el azúcar.
We know, little by little. Another little bit here, and another little bit here.
Un poquito. Sí.
When it picks up a little bit more, this one is perfect. Here I'm going to stop for a moment to incorporate the vanilla that was left a little bit on the wall.
En la pared.
And here. And here. Perfect, we have it. And here the same thing, always. We help a little bit with the spatula so that it gets all the vanilla aroma.
La vainilla perfecto.
And we continue kneading. We continue adding sugar here. Another little bit here. And another little bit here. Easy, isn't it? 3 equal doughs, a small variation with coloring, with cocoa, and the natural one, the Berliner donut, is something that has many names, depending on the country.
Ahí, ¿eh?
So I'm going to call it by the 3 different names. So there is no confusion. All the sugar is already inside. And now we only have to add the butter.
La mantequilla.
Let's put each butter next to its machine so that we don't make a mistake. Then what we are going to do to these doughs is to give them a little on the table. We are going to reorganize the gluten that is developing during kneading, and we will leave them in a bowl in the refrigerator, well greased, well covered, for about half an hour or 45 minutes. And then we will stretch them to a suitable thickness, which is between 1 cm and 1.2 cm. And then we will freeze them to be able to cut the donut shape
La forma de dona.
before fermenting. It is important to cut and that the form is maintained very well. We cut them frozen. The doughs. We are going to add butter.
Mantequilla.
The kneading is practically the same as a brioche. We treat the dough as if it were a brioche.
Igual que si fuera un brioche.
We have added the dry ingredients with the liquids, the egg, the flavorings, the impeller, the salt, everything at the beginning, and we reserved only the butter and the sugar.
Y el azúcar.
When it has developed a little bit the glutinous network, we added the sugar. And now we only have to add the butter. Remember that we are starting from a preferment, from a poolish. Therefore, the yeast, in this case, we have added it before the kneading. Already in the kneading, already in the preferment. Here's another little piece. Very good, and like this. Here we are going to incorporate the last piece of butter. And here too. Now we have all the butter inside the doughs. I'm going to rotate them to keep a close eye on them. We will lower the butter that was left up here again. And we continue. This one is almost there too. And we have very little left. We're going to prepare some bowls, which I have ready here. We're going to use the same bowl that we had when we weighed the flour. They are going to serve us to grease. And let our doughs rest. We already have the 3 doughs ready with the butter incorporated.
Listas con la mantequilla incorporada.
We are going to leave them here to one side, to leave the table free.
Libre.
There we leave the table to work, so I'm going to take the dough out first.
Sacar la masa.
It will take off by itself.
Y
As I was telling you, we are going to put a little bit of grease on the table, and we're going to give it a few folds to oxygenate the dough.
unos pliegues para oxigenar la masa
And we are going to roll it.
a bolear.
Well-organized gluten. We do this to reorganize the gluten,
El gluten.
because although we have developed it, it is not well organized. And now, like this, in this way, we can see that no matter where we touch it, it has to have the same firmness without tearing. Without tearing the first layer.
¿De acuerdo?
So let's go here.
Aquí.
The first dough.
Masa.
Ready. Let's go for the second one. We're going to go for the red dough.
De color rojo.
And with an antler, which I like to always have an antler ready, we're going to scrape the sides of the bowl first. We pick up all the dough and put it on the table.
Y la ponemos en la mesa.
The only thing about the red dough is that it's true that we're going to stain our fingers a little bit on our fingers. We oxygenate well, and we roll the dough. A little bit of grease on the hands. Now, perfect. We need reorganize, and we are going to put it in the bowl.
Vamos a poner en el
It is important now to pass a baita on the table before putting the next dough, which is made of cocoa. Even so, if it were to stain, it would be visible. We have made the white one first to make sure that it does not stain neither of cocoa or red coloring.
y de color antirrojo.
And we clean our hands well.
Las manos
And we're going to pick up our cocoa batter.
de cacao.
We put this over here and we have the machines.
Tenemos las máquinas.
Well collected, ready for the next round.
Un siguiente round. Perfecto.
We take the horn again.
Cuerna.
We recover the walls well first.
Le ponemos
We're going to give it some folds.
la cuerna otra vez.
We are going to give it some folds. A little bit of fat.
De grasa.
Also a little bit of fat to the table. Now we are going to leave it. We are going to give it some folds. We're going to slurry it. And we are going to put it in a bowl that we had here ready and greased.
Aquí. Listo y engrasado.
And now what are we going to do? We are going to film them. We are going to leave them in the fridge for half an hour, and we are going to recover them to stretch them between silicone mats.
Tapetes de silicona.
But it is important that they have that rest in the refrigerator now to allow us to stretch them well later. So I'm going to film them. I'm going to the fridge and I'll see you in a little while. It has been 45 minutes since we placed the dough in the fridge.
Donut en la nevera.
The regular one, the cocoa dough, and the red velvet dough.
Tipo red velvet.
We have 3 silicone mats prepared in 3 pans. And we're going to grease them up
Es engrasar
and turn the bowl upside down.
bol
And the dough will practically come out by itself.
sola.
We're going to do the same thing here. Okay. And the regular one, we're going to spray oil here.
Aquí.
And this one is also going to fall practically by itself.
Sola sin ayuda.
I have 3 clean mats here.
Limpios.
I'm going to oil them. And I'm going to place the dough,
Uno de ellos sobre
one each mat separately. We're going to stretch them out.
las.
We can use the spray, or we can also use a little bit of oil brushed with a paper towel to grease the mats.
Los tapetes.
The truth is that the spray always helps a lot. Now we have the 3 doughs covered.
Cubiertas.
And now, from the middle, upwards and downwards, stretching them little by little. I'm not going to roll it to the desired thickness on the first try.
La pasada.
We're going to give it a height of between 1 and 1.2.
Entre 1 y 1,2.
So, I'm always going to get there when I think I'm almost there. So I don't overdo it, I'm going to take a ruler and now I'm right at 1.2.
En el 1,2.
So I'm not going to stretch it any further. But it is important that it stays stretched all the way evenly. So it goes all the way to the end. That I don't leave this part higher or even too much. That at the end I do not tighten it more than I should. Otherwise the part of the ends would be too thin. Now we have this ready. We go from the middle, little by little, towards the sides. Perfect. Let's put this one here, and now we're going to turn up, down, again.
Arriba, abajo de nuevo.
And we go here. Perfect thickness.
También.
And now we've got the second one and the third one, our cocoa dough.
Por la tercera. Nuestra masa de cacao.
We turn here. And as they're resting, when I stretch them out, they don't shrink again. They stay perfectly where we left them. That's because of the rest that we've given them. We're here, look, 1.4, almost 1.5. So I'm going to roll it a little bit more, very gently, so we don't overdo it. And that's it. Perfect.
Lo tenemos. Perfecto.
We're going to the freezer. Once they're well frozen, we'll take them out and we'll start cutting our donuts.